welcome to Now You Novi, your favorite Novi podcast. Back in the hot seat, Victor.
Thank you for having me back on.
I know.
It's been so long.
I've missed you for these last couple weeks. You were busy. We had other topics. And this Tuesday morning, I happened to be able to snag you and talk about something that I heard a lot of last night watching and listening to the council meeting, and that's community engagement. It seems to be the buzzword around Novi these days.
Indeed, yeah. So, I mean, this is a good thing that we tape right after the council meeting so we can address hot topic items and hopefully answer a lot of questions or a lot of sentiments out there that we can just take care of right now.
So I think last night, it was a long meeting. We're not used to long meetings anymore. If I could, go back in my memory banks and when I first started here 20 some years ago, council meetings were so long, right? They went until midnight, 1:00 in the morning some nights, but we've really gotten into a great rhythm and we're not used to the lengthy council meetings. But last night's council meeting was long and I would say for a really great reason, right? We have a vacant seat on city council, and in community engagement and interest in that vacant seat was overwhelming. And I think it was quite great. We interviewed 16 people.
I think 16 people put their name forth. We only interviewed 14 for various reasons. A couple people were unable to attend. So that's 14 people. And that took a long time to kind of have council ask their questions to see who would fill that vacant seat on council.
And it's always so amazing to me to see the various, I don't want to say walks of life, but I don't know how else to describe it, but various backgrounds, if you would, of the people that apply. There's people new to the city, people that have been here 40 years, someone that was born in Australia, but that love Novi, as you and I do, and want to be involved and help make it a better place.
Indeed. Yeah. We saw people that were, like you said, new to the city or have lived here for many years, never been involved, to people that have been heavily involved, people that serve in the school board or have been on the library board or parks commission. So yeah, that's been all over the map. So it was really good to see that interest of that many people.
So, we talk about engagement and city council is just one way to be engaged, but it just was a great reminder for me. I think Mayor Pro Tem Casey actually asked the question, about engagement in Novi. She was very consistent with her questioning, as were most council members. But it just was a great reminder for me that there are so many ways to be involved. And Member Stout and Mayor Fisher both reminded one of the candidates, like, if this doesn't work out for you, like you have no experience on a board commission committee, like don't let this be like the door that shuts. Like apply for something, because the engagement, the excitement, the energy that this individual had, and they said that to a few, was like, we need people like you, right? And there's so many other ways to be involved in the community.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there's numerous volunteer opportunities, and your department has put forth different programs. The one that comes to mind is the Ambassador Academy, which we've done now for, it's been probably 9 years,
At
give
least.
or take.
Yep.
Where we really just open the door to the community. We have them meet with the different departments and drive trucks and tour the different facilities and really get a deep dive into what your city does. And there's been a really great showing and an interest in that. And so we've had full classes all those 9 years. And that's always an opportunity for people to kind of be a precursor to maybe volunteering for a board of commissions because they know how the city operates. So
you know what, you're right. And it's a great reminder of these 9 years with these ambassadors. We graduate them, call them ambassadors. Prior to that, I think we actually started the program for a few reasons, right? To provide a behind the scenes look. We pull back the curtain, like you can see whatever you want to see that's going on at the city. But it also is a great opportunity for people to enhance their interests, maybe. and what the city offers. But then selfishly, when somebody does get on a board or commission, they already have that institutional knowledge, if you would, about how the city functions.
Exactly. We're not one that just kind of just put out as our old city manager used to say, a shingle and looking for people just to show up for either jobs or for boards and commissions. We want to make sure that we give them the tools that they need to understand how the city operates. And this is a perfect opportunity to learn each different department. And that might direct them to what commission they might be interested in. It might be the board of review through assessing. It might be the Parks Commission. It might be the Planning Commission. So there's so many different commissions that help provide input to our departments and our city council that no matter what your walk of life is, that you might be able to, fit into that, to one of those roles.
So other engagement opportunities, somebody doesn't want to spend 8 weeks learning about the city, or maybe just not their jam, or they don't have an interest serving on a board, commission, or committee. We offer a one-night tour no-buy. We do it in the spring. We do it in the fall. You can just come and tour no-buy, find out what developments going in a certain area, see our parks, actually tour, go through the parks. I'm always like stunned at how many people, if you live in the south part of Novi, like let's say southeast, that maybe you've never been to Pavilion Shore or Lakeshore Park. Like it's still a hidden gem. People don't realize those things are there. So it's a one-night commitment that might pique your interest in, learning more about the community. Citizens Police Academy, another great opportunity hosted by our police department and other police departments in the area. And you get to see behind the scenes, the workings, the technology of law enforcement. Another great opportunity. CERT. Maybe you want to volunteer in an emergency capacity. Heaven forbid there was ever a major disaster or emergency. We need our neighbors to be trained in help, search and rescue, crowd control, whatever the case might be, securing a scene. It's a great opportunity to be trained and be a CERT member.
We've used those individuals, and they've been invaluable for many years now for water emergencies, for numerous different things. These people step up when we need them because we just don't have that many employees to cover that many hours.
Yeah,
great.
So aside from those, people can still be engaged in Novi. I think we're wrapping up our master plan update. We had focus groups. There was an opportunity to submit your opinions, your concerns, participate, and help plan for the future, short-term basis. But that master plan update will be presented in 24, Victor?
Yeah, there's a committee, again, lots of committees. So there's a group that's made up of staff, planning commission members, and other residents that have been talking about the master plan. So they're going to kind of regroup after what the consultant has come up with. But that's just one of the different plans that we get input on. There's the active mobility, which is our old non-motorized plan that also sought out some feedback. The ITC reconfiguration, those had public input sessions as well. Anytime we do a road construction, we have public input sessions to get the residents and the neighbors, especially the neighborhoods affected, their input on that season's planned road construction. So we try to really get the word out as much as possible to get as much input as possible. And that just doesn't stop at in-person opportunities. There's always online opportunities. So you want to talk about the flash vote and I do. That's a great segue.
So talk about flash vote, Victor. Tell us, let's go back to 2008 when we surveyed and provided an engagement opportunity for 1,200.
Yeah, so we have been doing citizen surveys since 2008, and they've been statistically validated surveys. I think we've talked about on the podcast in the past, which range from all different topics about safety, mobility, customer service, parks, open space, all that kind of stuff. And we've been doing that since biannually since 2008, and we want to shake it up a little bit and still have statistically valid surveys, but maybe offer more of them and maybe dive into some of these topics a little bit more. So So now we have engaged a new service called Flash Vote, and we are creating what do you call this group that we are creating?
I call it a pool.
A pool?
I call it a pool. They don't call it that. I'm not sure. I don't know what. I call it a pool.
So we're looking, I think Sheryl is striving for about 500 residents that would be these engaged individuals that will be commenting and giving their opinions on various different, questions that we throw out to them about land use, about older adult services, about parks, all that kind of stuff.
So super easy. So it is an awesome way to stay engaged with the city, but do it right from your own mobile device, right? Mm-hmm. We all have these in our hands 24/7 almost, but it is just a great opportunity. In the most recent Engage magazine that will hit homes next week, so the week of the 18th, there'll be a half-page ad in there with the QR code. Scan it. You sign up. You pick your community. It's done by address, so you'll have to type in your address, but everything is kept totally anonymous. Anonymous. The city does not know who votes. It is totally for the Flash Vote organization. So they make sure we do have it split up by geographic areas. So we might be wanting to see and compare how the people in the North End, residents in the North End, would vote on, I don't know, a new park, etc., versus the people in the southwest corner. Very similar to what we've done with the community surveys in the past. So they will ask for your name and your address, but none of that is shared with the city. And seriously, the questions we did it internally for an employee survey. I hope you took it. I took it.
Yeah.
It was literally 2 or 3 minutes. You were done, right? It was all on your phone. The questions were 1 to 5. You rank them, and then we'll have the results within a week. And we promise we'll share those results. I mean, that's what it's about. It's the engagement only works if we engage back with you and share those results. So you know that we listened and are doing something with them.
Similar to our ones that we've gone back for, without all those results are all posted, transparency as well. So we try to get that information out there. I just want to make sure that we again plug Sheryl's baby, which is the cityofnovi.org, the website. That's like she mentioned earlier in another context, our encyclopedia. There's a great button there. So it says, "How do I?" And there's one of those hyperlinks is a volunteer, which helps you talk about that. But all this information is out there. We'll put all this in the show notes so it's easier, again, more accessible to the listeners on whatever platform you're on. But I would definitely start off at City of Novi if you ever have questions.
Wrapping up another Tuesday. It's good. This is good stuff, Victor.
You say another Tuesday.
Another Tuesday. Wah. That's so funny. You now used to sound like my grandkids. They want to play the game that when you lose, you go, wah, wah, wah. It's sorry. Like when you say sorry, wah, wah, wah. So that's what you sounded like.
There we go.
But you know what? I love these short little podcasts. We're getting a ton of information out. My goal is to double our listenership. Okay. So we got to start sharing this on other platforms with all of our friends. I don't care if my mom listens 10 times, Victor. Your mother-in-law listens. We gotta do something to expand our network here.
All right. We'll start sharing on all of our socials. Please, all your listeners, share with your friends. But look forward to more people engaging so they can understand how your city works.
And remember, our podcasts drop every Wednesday morning. We tape them every Tuesday. It seems like you mentioned at the beginning, after council meeting, it's been like we've had council meetings every Monday for the last couple of weeks.
And we'll have another one next Monday, too.
We'll have another one. We'll round out the year next week with another one. So until next week, now you know why.